Scobie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Test, 1, 2, 1, 2.
How's your Ruby on Rails going so far? I just turned them off. I had nothing to do with what's going on.
Turn it back on. I know
Put
you
them
too
on.
well.
Put them on. All right.
So hopefully this doesn't get too loud. Breathe it into it.
You don't have to use that after you, right?
This is the beauty of being the last song of the night.
Hello.
So you'll have to deal a little bit with my breathing. I'm a big guy, so I breathe a lot. There's speaker trick there.
Yep. Hey, this is loud. I can hold it over here, so it works very effectively.
It's almost like we can just both use your mic.
You might have just heard it through the beard.
Oh.
Alright, so
By this point, you might be wondering why we brought you all here.
this is the downside of the beard mic.
Would you like to
Yeah.
say a thing, do a thing, mayhap?
So we have traditionally held this spot. Now I know why they're gonna work.
Yeah.
Friday hug.
What's that?
Friday hug.
Friday hug. This Friday.
I don't have a camera. Anybody have a camera?
We did it already.
No one is a camera.
Anyone in this section simply stand up and take a picture of the crowd.
Can we get a Friday
Can we
hug?
get Friday hug, everyone?
We love you, Ruby on Rails.
No.
You people on the edges. No slacking. We're in this together. Sink or swim. Drink or swim.
Okay. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, the live stream. If it weren't for the
Live stream, I would just be fine.
Just talk even louder, they'll hear you. Over there.
No, you don't want to project. That comes later.
Problem solved.
This is basically just about novel placements of microphones.
There's one. So this is interesting. Mark, would you mind so much? Just
Enable Twitter notifications.
command option control M and then command W.
That's it.
So before we get into this, we typically start our Ruby on Rails outro. There's another set of speakers. We typically start our Ruby on Rails outro with.
You said Rails.
We typically spend.
3-4.
All right. So this is literally the first beer I had all conference. All right. So Ruby on Rails outro. We typically start with a palette cleanser. This is very high class. So full screen and play that, please. Oh. Volume. Check the volume. All the way. That is 11.
That is a video of a camel being tickled.
So I got scared momentarily. I thought I was hearing feedback. It was just Renee.
So glad you're here, Renee. Sorry.
And anybody who was at Madison Irving this year, I apologize. I keep leaning on Renee. That's typically what it sounds like. It's not her fault.
This is great. Well, she was at Madison Ruby for like 10 minutes laughing. It was great. That's what you can do. It's your own conference. It's crazy shit on it.
Okay. We should probably get started.
Sorry, Renee. Wow. It's okay. We all say things sometimes. Yeah, thank you.
Don't you deserve, doesn't she deserve the hug?
I know. You're gonna call the fucking hipster.
You live in
Anyway.
Brooklyn now.
Oregonians are not allowed to call me a hipster.
Yes, sir.
Look at yourselves.
Oh, we forgot to do the disclaimer. This is pretty much where we're going to be at for the entire talk. So if you have someplace important to be, I won't be offended.
Yes. So the last couple of years, we actually put a lot of work into our talks. And then everyone just fucked it up by heckling and making us drink. So this year we decided that the main attraction would be the heckling and us drinking.
And then we found out that Rain was going to be here.
Yeah, so that kind of messed that whole thing up.
So you guys have shoes to fill.
Yeah, if you could like yell things and be obnoxious, that'd be great.
All right, so
We're good.
Turn Twitter back on.
you realize there's a sign that says clothing up there.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Remember, thanks for now.
All right. Shake it, sorry. All right, so.
Sign off.
And light up the optional. All right, so should we get into it? Actually, clearly we've overstayed our intro to our outro.
Yes.
So without further ado,
Now the story of a regional conference known for its open bar, and the two guys who have no choice but to drink until it's over. It's Arrested Development.
I did not see that coming.
Well,
We've actually got booze on our first slide.
so it's actually a good thing that you guys do that, because that's not the talk we're doing anymore. We just still like the title. Turns out figuring out everything about rest really quick, not so much, and other people have done a better job. So we're not going to do that, but isn't it a great title?
No.
Fuck you.
Remember, there are children watching.
Next slide.
So, contrary to what we just said, we have put a lot of time into this, into preparing this talk.
Audio cue missing.
Well done.
That's not an
They
email.
have it.
So for those of you that don't know, I'm sometimes known as Big Tiger. My name is Jim Remsik. You can find me on Twitter at JRemsik Jr. I work at Bendworks as Kobe said. And there's a .com at the end of the email address.
I'm Robert, RBXDX on Twitter. It means nothing. I'm unemployed and I dropped out of high school. It's working out okay. So I'm here in front of you lovely people today drinking beer
Like Shane said,
on a Friday.
it doesn't matter how we got here, it's that we got here, right? put quite a bit of work into this talk.
A lot of talk in this work.
There's a lot of talk into this work.
You hear it? It's happening. Talking.
They haven't.
And we're pretty sure that you're gonna love our talk.
You won't.
So Arrested Development seemed like a really good title. Robert actually had a better idea.
Oh, yeah. Arrested Developer. But we're not doing that either. Hey, he lives in Portland now. You guys know that?
Is he back in
Yeah, he just moved, like 2 months ago, probably. Because Belize is all like, you killed someone, that's not cool. And Portland's like, yeah, come on, bring it.
So they're relying on him to cure the homeless population.
Radio edit.
That was dark. I take care of the homeless problem myself.
So Arrested Development is the talk that never was. So what we thought we would do is talk to each of the speakers and then get from them what their takeaway should be from their talks. That turned out to be a little bit harder than we anticipated because you actually had to go to the talks.
While writing your talk, you can give your talk.
Right, we put in a lot of work on this talk. It was just mostly today and yesterday.
So basically it's the timing on that was a bit off. I never realized the dudes from InXS were so handsome.
There we go.
So we were thinking, Ruby on Rails. When I think Ruby on Rails, I think of drinking in excess. And then that slide was going to come up. You and some. Also, who knows what this font is?
Swirls.
Somebody actually knows what the font is?
No!
What is it?
Curls MT.
Oh my god.
Oh wow! I don't know if that's right or not, but you said it with such confidence.
Then he could be bullshitting.
Yeah.
He uses signatures, he probably knows what it is.
In the 80s, you can do this. There's nothing wrong with this being your font. People would take you seriously. You can hang with your bros and your long curly hair. Yeah, nothing's good anymore. Nothing's pure in the world. I'll take a moment to reflect on that.
We may have just lost Robert.
Terrence looks different.
Is Terrence here?
Where is he?
Parents have changed.
Is Jessica here?
I'm just gonna take a picture real quick.
Okay.
Alright, okay.
Did you just
take
take a picture of yourself?
So I was told that we needed this slide in here. Yeah.
We're getting paid good money to have that slide there.
Sarah May actually gave a really terrific talk yesterday, and I told her afterwards that it inspired me to drink less beer, and she said she had to rethink everything. So what she said was that the difference between people who are lucky and people who are not, people make their own luck. And so
So are the drunks the lucky ones? Or
the lucky drunks, certainly. Is anybody interested in a Terminator Stout?
Drink it. Sure.
No, that guy. Strand.
claim your beer?
Claim your beer, sir. As long as nobody else brings me a new one, we'll be all right.
Always happy to help.
I would actually like another beer.
That was him.
Platinum is the case.
Please.
IPA?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. So
That's
yeah,
okay. Fine.
for those of you who were lucky enough to meet Jonan yesterday, Jonan is an awesome guy. I got to see him not only here last year at Ruby on Rails, but also at Hungry Academy when I visited.
Also at Living Social in Portland. Although you weren't there. I was there.
So we keep
It's basically the same.
bumping into Jonan, and he's a super swell guy. And he
Also,
does.
he electrocuted himself on stage. Like, why even try after that? Can't have that open. Alright, oh, it wasn't opening. I just overslept the day one.
Sorry, Sarah, for you.
Yay, thank you.
At least it wasn't a cupcake.
Woo, man.
2 people left.
That is not a joke. That is a callback to last year when I stood here and Ben fed me a cupcake. I tried to use the excuse of a beer and a microphone as not being able to eat it. He didn't take that. Brian. Is Brian here? He's in the other room? Fantastic. Neither of us actually saw us talk. Again, it was hard to get to all the talks because we were working on our own. We're sleeping.
Turns out doing a talk about talks that haven't happened yet is a bad way to pre-plan things. I guess pre-planning is just called planning.
Right.
But
Kat, good job on the talk yesterday. I appreciated it.
no, it was really cool. I wasn't expecting it to go like in nearly as much depth as it did. Like I've seen beer Ruby talks in the past. Yours, sir, took the cake, in my opinion. No offense to anyone that may have also done it. Similar fun.
Or taking care. Davey, we had a chance to. Hi, Davey. We had a chance to meet Davey last year here. The first year too? All right, so it was just last year. Also got a chance to hang out at the Elemental booth. They were very cool and doing some cool stuff with video and coding. And I hope to see them at Madison Review along with the rest of you.
And they gave me right here in a sweet Eurovan. Have you ever seen those things that has like a table and like pop top and power outlets? And, I don't know. I was really excited about it. It was very utilitarian. It's beautiful.
Carrie's actually sick. She's not feeling well. Although she blames it on the quinoa from the speaker center.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
So,
I ate it too.
Just kidding, it was really good.
what was that, Jessica?
I ate it and I feel fine.
All right, so it was not the quinoa from the speaker center. Right. So it's the house that we're staying in. It's infecting all of us. Best house ever.
Well, it's because a meat eater, your body is so diseased, you just can't harbor life.
All right, so we're gonna pick up the pace here.
Kill it, eat it, gain its power.
Is that a Daft Punk song?
Well done.
I start talking about meat, and the audience gets very violent all of a sudden.
Probably all the.
Threaten to cut him off. Next slide.
Slide!
Oh, God.
Woo!
Chris, where are you? Raise your hand.
He's over here.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
It's good to meet you today.
Yes.
I've actually been in the G5 offices last year for Kids Ruby. It's really sad to hear that Kids Ruby isn't going to happen this year, but it's also a reminder that one company, one person, specifically Ron Evans, and all of the people that work in Kids Ruby from Hybrid, they aren't the only people that can do these things. So Davey talked about it in her talk yesterday. We need to do a better job of supporting kids getting into programming, kids of all size, shape, ages. What?
So like 30-something-year-old kids too?
Yes,
Okay.
even Evan Lights. All the kids. Yes. Strand. Good job on the Big Dude talk yesterday. Did you actually release the aliases? His dudeness and El Dudorino? You're not into the whole brevity thing?
I'm working on releasing the first minor version. I've closed all of the pull requests and issues, and
Did you take out like 19 pull requests last night?
Sorry. It's been hard to work, man.
We had some problems. There was some implementation that needed some tweaking.
didn't have good test coverage.
People covered it for
Nice.
me. What's that?
There's actually a Kickstarter campaign being started to the last 20 lines is the hardest.
Reminds me of anything that you asked in documentation right now.
Also, I heard that Sandy Metz weighed in earlier today.
Yeah, we factored it.
Yeah. So, thank you, Sandy.
I'm pretty doctors that lines of food.
Easily.
I didn't use that to be accessible.
Yeah, it's good classes.
Oh, it's awesome. So
There you go. I don't know who said that. Who said that?
Yo.
all right.
Knew I liked you.
So Shane.
Woo!
Shane. Hi, Shane. I've had the luxury of being at the first two farmhouse comps. I find them to be amazing. And I just found myself up here alone as well. Thanks, Robert.
I had to get Tamer to touch my thigh. It's working out very well. It's
You
starting to get weird.
TMI. TMI.
Sorry. Aaron? What was your talk about?
Yeah, wasn't it? It was the 7-unit mastery, right? The same lightning talk? Yeah, it was about bartending tips.
Oh, right on.
And about how Tom Cruise is a hottie.
Hey, Robert.
I've seen that talk.
Sorry, we didn't say.
Stay away from the speakers.
Sorry. This whole talk is just me apologizing and messing things up.
Year 3.
I hear you should be very confident when you're on stage. It makes people listen to what you're saying and respect you. I have not yet figured out how to do that. The beers help.
We'll do that shortly.
Most conferences don't have this allowance. You just think you look like a lush, need a man 3 beers at your top.
Mike, I just want to point out that I did see your talk. I saw the cool arrow animations. And, unfortunately, were they?
Yeah, he did on his iPad.
Well, no, I saw the iPad, but I
No
presume it was
safety net,
recorded.
nothing.
Was it recorded? Oh,
Right.
seriously?
Live. Live demo.
Real time, visual.
Did anybody else not know that? That Mike was actually drawing on his iPad yesterday?
Just you.
Wow. That was really cool. Andy, are you here? No, that's it. This is Andy Alm. You just don't know this Andy. Who is it?
Chris Sexton.
Oh, it's our Sexton. Is Chris here? Oh, he's right there.
Right now.
No, honestly, when I saw you do the talk yesterday, I thought you were Andy. So,
He looks just stunningly attractive.
Just keep digging.
I'm sorry, Chris. I should give you your say. What was that?
Andy is stunningly attractive.
Andy is stunningly attractive. So, I just want to give a shout out to the organizers of Ruby on Hills. We only got 3 to 5 of you.
You guys keep us employed. It's great.
Aren't you unemployed? So,
You guys keep me unemployed. I'm pretty sure last year I was unemployed.
true story.
It's getting embarrassing.
So, no, it will be getting embarrassing. So, unfortunately, we only have pictures of 3 of 5 of you, but that's seemingly appropriate this year. So those are the organizers laughing. So, Josh, are you here? Hi, Josh. Josh Sullivan.
So the cool thing with Josh this year, last year, the brand of beer we had no say in. This year, I got to say, if you give me a fucking stout, I will just vomit on everyone. So it's good. Good anecdote. Yep. What we're going to say is thanks, Josh.
It's a roundabout way of saying that. It's almost as though. Oh wait, we got one more. Kobe.
Woo, Kobe.
Pardon my language, but fuck you guys, louder.
Doing pretty good stuff.
Kobe puts on 2 conferences and
Video tapes the rest of them.
video tapes the rest of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
video
right,
tapes.
like,
That's how a lot of the world works. Yes, tapes. And you know what? There's a ton of awesome knowledge that is transferred through Cotton Freaks that is only made possible by Kobe. And I know that he's not. Excuse me. That was. Sorry, I'm not getting emotional. That was mostly here.
You're verklempt.
I don't think that's what it was. But Kobe makes so much knowledge transfer possible after the fact that it's really sad that he's not a Ruby hero.
Hint, hint. Ruby Heroes, thing.
Can anybody tell me this number?
060502.
Hold on. Yeah, think about
In
it.
unison now.
Raise your hand if you have it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't call it out. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call them as I see them. Colton.
060502.
Wrong. Ryan. How do you know that?
Because Kermit was 02 and Ice-T was 06, so by process of elimination.
Right. So we threw a little bit of a curveball.
We cheated. Flippin' was changed to sippin'.
Right. It was close enough.
Because flippin' iced tea doesn't really make sense.
You could be flipping the table with iced tea. So all of that. So I think there are a lot of confused people. If you were in Jonan's talk yesterday, he went through what do you call it?
It's a POW deck, person action object.
Person action object deck, where you assign a person action acting on an object basically to remember a number. In our case, we had. So I did not practice this. This is all from yesterday. We had 02, which was Ozzy biting the head off of Kermit. We had 05, which was Linus flipping off NVIDIA, but it was okay because it wasn't serious. And 06, which was Ice-T dressed up as a kangaroo.
Playing pinball.
Playing pinball
In Tank Girl.
in the movie Tank Girl. So that was no practice. We just wrote this slide a few minutes ago, so we haven't thought about
No,
it.
we
since
wrote this 3 months ago. Stick with the story, Remsik.
They haven't. What's that?
Shouldn't it be?
Person, permit, action.
It's inappropriate for children.
Hey, man.
Shouldn't Kermit be flipping off iced tea?
What does it mean if Kermit's sipping iced tea?
He's got a glass of iced tea that he's sipping on.
I thought it was iced tea, the performer.
No, that's ice. Ice. That's tea. Single character. Not iced tea yet.
All right. So that's not the slide I thought that would get that reaction. But you are correct. It's 020506. Thereby validating Justin's memory stuff yesterday. So
Joanne.
what did I just say?
Justin. Remember, Conan was a J.
So
Like, he had like 4 slides devoted to his name.
no. Here's the thing. I haven't been electrocuting myself. 0 times anything is still 0. So I don't know what the next slide is. Oh wait, no.
Presenter mode.
Presenter presenter mode.
Oh, shit.
Aww.
You guys don't like Arrested Development jokes?
We are getting a lot of groans. At least twice as many as usual.
No, I agree. There's a lot of growth happening here. So you thought we were going somewhere else, right? No, we're going right there. Is there a guitarist in the house?
yes.
Oh, how convenient.
Yes, Stringer.
Go, Stringer!
So for those of you that don't know, this is Chris Stringer. Chris Stringer works at G5 and plays the guitar.
And is saving this talk.
So here's my question, Jody. Can we walk with this microphone that way? Yes. Without getting feedback?
Yeah, it seems to work.
So here is, I don't have a mic anymore, which means I need a beer in my hand. So, Chris, are you ready?
I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay, so, no, we're going that way, Robert.
Wait, I'm gonna grab my beer.
This,
It's not a drunken sing-along without drunk.
so, let's first apologize to the people on live stream who won't be able to see us, and just,
They're missing out on so much.
please join in at your desk.
Or in your couch if you are actually in attendance.
Well, I thought that went without saying. All right, so Chris, Maestro, if you would. Join in for the chorus, folks. I'm sure you all know it. In case you don't,
It's called
they're
Head Like a
on
Hole.
screen.
It's Friday.
Friday.
Oh, wait, that's a different one.
All right, here we go.
It's like...
For what it's worth, this is all Steve Dobnik's fault.
His whistle.
I used bash as my shell. There was a visual bell. Moved on to the shell, and now it won't compile. I create my C for a list. There's a struct for a list. So hard looking at this. Ruby, you're still my friend. Your parents typing. Systems showing. Lucy's nose blowing. Why don't we everybody? Hey, they're just objects, and Ruby's crazy. But here's a lambda, so call it maybe. It's hard to test right. RSpec baby. But here's a lambda, so call it maybe. And they're just objects, and Ruby's crazy. But here's a lambda, so call it maybe. And all the other lanes try to tie me, but here's a lambda, so call it maybe. You took your time with the calls, syntactic choices and all. First square brackets is all, but still you're my pair. I read and borrow and steal, design patterns for real. I didn't know how to feel, but you're still my pair. Your pair was typing, emergency system showing. Lucy's and nose was blowing. I don't care remotely. They play with objects, and Ruby's crazy. But here's a lambda, so call it maybe. It's hard to test right. RSpec baby, but here's a lambda, so call it maybe. Hey, they're just objects, and Ruby's crazy, but here's a lambda, so call it maybe. And all the other lanes try to tie me, but here's a lambda, so call it maybe. All right, everybody, with feeling this time. both are. What?
Alright.
Oh, for what it's worth, the original version of the song was more semantically correct, but didn't work.
True story.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's it. You got anything to say?
We'll get started again after Renee's done.
Long
So, Kobe actually said that if we went a little quick, that would be okay, because we have to get out of here for the 4:30 habit. So, thank you to everybody who just endured that.